a conversation with my dad, Thomas R. Culligan III, right? August 20th, 2015. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Tommy.
Okay. Dad, just wanted to ask you a few questions, get an idea of, your past. What comes to your mind when you think about growing up on Long Island in Mineola?
Well, by the time we got to Mineola, it was I was about 14. So, but there was so much more that took place when I was a little boy. We lived in the Bronx. I had two sisters, and my mother and father, of course. And my sisters and I went to St. Joseph's together, and they were great years. We spent the summers up in Rhode Island on a beach, and again, wonderful, wonderful memories. And after that, then nothing really took place till we went to New Hyde Park. My mother had saved up all the money when my father went into the Navy for the Second World War. And when he came back from the Second World War, my mother had a down payment for a house in New Hyde Park. And from there I went to Herrick School. Very, very good school. And I played football. And I learned to pole vault. That was where I learned to pole vault. And I was terrible, absolutely terrible. I was the first one out of every meet. But then after that, I went to Mineola High School, where I met your mother, and I was a pole vaulter, which was very good. And I had a lot of fun, but I was mostly a loner. I would play on all the teams and everything. I wasn't a star, but it was good. It was fun. I had fun doing a lot of the sports. And for the rest of my life, I was a sportsman. I did pretty much everything. Baseball, softball, blah, blah, blah.
Let me go back a little bit further, though.
Yeah, sure.
As far as a kid, as a young kid. I mean,
Right.
What do you remember about family or just fun things? What are your fondest memories as a kid?
My fondest memories were my father used to play the banjo. Not well, but he played it. And we used to sit around and sing. We always sat around and sang. And we went on big picnics. We went up to a big park with like maybe 10 families of our family. And we used to have big picnics. And that was good. My father took me fishing 3 times. And we would get up early in the morning and we would go all the way out to the to Brooklyn, and we would go fishing on the fishing boats. And that was fun. That was good. Other than that, when I was I was pole vaulting, my father came up to West Point to see me win the meet, and that was good. I was.
Was that when you became New York State pole vaulting champion?
Yes, that was when
Wow.
And everything after that was just just regular stuff. I went into high school, and that's where I met your mother, and my whole life changed. This was the girl I was supposed to marry. No question about it. No question at all. You never know when the right woman is going to come along in your life, but I knew at that time that this was the woman. She was a little early. I would have liked to have gone out with thousands of others, but that was not to be. It was, this was the girl for me. And
what do you love about Mom?
she was beautiful, just beautiful. Smarter than I am, but beautiful. And she was petite and gentle and kind and just everything. So it was a wonderful, romance, wonderful. And then she went away to college, and I was heartbroken.
Tell me about some of the fun times you had in high school. I mean, what were some of the typical things you like to do?
We'd go hunting. We'd go hunting, or go down to Bar Beach with everybody, and we'd swim down there. Your mother was down there, with her girlfriends, that group that she hung out with. We went to dances. We went to basketball nights on like every Friday night or something, like whatever the hell it was, and dances. We always had a lot of stuff going on.
Did you hang out in with a group of guys that
I had about 3 guys. Yeah, right. And we always palled out together.
Do you remember their names?
Vinny, Chet, and Ronnie Genovi.
What about Grunewald?
Oh no, I don't. God, I didn't even want to know him.
Dad, tell me about your mom, and tell me.
No, wait, I
Tell me
don't
whatever you
need
wanna
any
say.
prompting. I'll tell you about my mother.
Okay.
A lovely woman. Whatever I am, she made me. I have her sense of humor. I have all the love that I ever had, or whatever I shared with all of you guys and your mother, I got from my mother. My father taught me to be a man, and it was, a little stiff, but it was her. That also I needed. But my mother gave me my sense of humor, my sense of balance, my sense of forgiving, and to taking care of other people. She took care of everybody, and everyone loved her and adored her. And she had girlfriends while the men were away at the Second World War. All my aunts used to come up every weekend and stay with us for the weekend. And there was nothing but laughter, happy. And of course I have my 2 sisters, Claire and Dorothy, who I adore. And I just went to visit yesterday. My sister Claire died, guess about 10 years ago. And I miss her. I have a younger brother and sister. They're twins. And they were born after my father came back from the Second World War. And their names are Patricia and Michael. And
Now, I know you and Uncle Mike worked a lot together when you
yes,
were younger.
we were all in the same business. My father was in it, my grandfather, my uncles, everybody. And we all worked together, yes. I worked with my brother, I worked with my father, my brother-in-laws, everybody. Okay, I even worked with you. And the other guy, where's he?
Tell me how you feel about each of your siblings.
About what?
Tell me how you feel about your brothers and your sisters.
Loved them, just loved them. Whatever goes on, we're Irish and we like to fight and argue a lot, okay? But I grew up with that. A lot of drinking, screaming, carrying on, policeman involvement, all of that crap. And I learned that I was not going to live like that. That was not my style. So I knew the girl that I wanted to marry, and I did. And the way I wanted to live, and I do. And I wanted my sons, and I got them. And it was all very wonderful. God was very good to me. Very. I have no regrets.
Well, let me ask you a question. How did you feel when you purchased the Comac house, the Dix Hills house? What were your thoughts?
Your mother and I bought a house in Comac because of your grandmother. She was very kind to us, and she gave us $10,000 for a down payment. And that's why we lived in Comac, or we weren't going to live in Comac. And then, of course, your mother and I worked hard, and we paid it all off. And unfortunately, when I was starting to do really nice and have money, I wanted to pay Nanny back. But by that time, she had passed away, and I felt bad about that. I would have liked her to be proud of me for paying her back, but she never wanted it back. It was a gift, and among the other hundreds of gifts she used to give us too. It was it was a wonderful, wonderful experience, wonderful. And then like I say, I had the three of you, and that alone was worth writing a book about. A lot of funny things, a lot of happy things.
Tell me about your dad. Now,
My father. My father was a little rough around the edges, but very bright, and he did very nice in our industry. He was highly thought of, and he taught me everything I needed to know about our industry, and thus subsequently, I did very well with it. He was a little rough. He could have been he could have spent a little more time with his children and his family, but he had this rage to live, and he acted out on it. So he did it, you know.
What was your personal relationship with him, though? How was that?
I was his apprentice for 4 years, and it was all right. You know, it was. He was very strong about learning and doing things. Okay, but he didn't really include me in his thinking. He would tell me what he wanted me to do, but we didn't really need to discuss anything. Okay, I would have liked for him to tell me a few other things, but he never did. But he was very, very busy for himself. Every Friday, he would get up and get dressed and get all duded up, take his banjo and go see the boys and drink to the wee hours and have a good time playing the banjo. Okay, which upset my mother dearly. But then my mother, had my sisters and myself. This is before Michael and Pat. And we had wonderful times together, wonderful. It was a lot of laughter, a lot of laughter. You know, there was no heavy discipline or any of that, no punishment, no da. And
Let me ask you, what do you attribute to your tremendous success you've had in business and raising a family? Why are you so successful?
Personality. Seriously, whatever I got, whatever level I leveled out at, a lot of my background was with humor, and I didn't get good taste until I married your mother. She taught me that, but I had a lot of fun, and I didn't take things too seriously. I still don't. I was good enough. I could handle almost anything. I have that kind of personality. Do things go wrong? Absolutely. Can you fix it? Yeah, sure. Move your ass a little bit and fix them. And nothing was a tragedy. And you could just make friends, okay? I didn't knock myself out making friends, because friends become a problem. You have to keep up with them, and I didn't want to. I'm mostly a loner person. I would go dance on the bar and all of that with the rest of the guys and all that, but I couldn't do that for too long. I had enough of that, and I wanted to be with the family, with you guys. I never neglected you, never. It was always I would do something if you guys weren't busy. But I got everything I wanted out of life, I got. Okay, I attribute to God, yes, and I thank Him. But I have no regrets. I got the woman I wanted to marry, and she turned out to think like I did, that family was everything, and we would look after them, and we both loved the idea that you went to college and that you became doctors and that you turned out to be the men you are. And I see friends of mine and their children aren't a patch on your guys. So, like I say, I have no regrets, and and I just wish that Kerry was down here with us, because we are five of us, and I think like that. Everything is five. If I win the lottery, I intend to make it five checks. Everybody gets one, you know, and each one of you is different, totally different from the other, and fun. You're fun. I know that if you have a sense of humor, I would like to take credit for that. Okay, if you have brains, and you do, your mother will take care of that. What else? What else? What else?
That's it. Question. You got to work with me, Carrie, and Richie, you know, in the steam business. What are some of the memories you have? What are some of the fun memories? What are the exasperating memories?
Oh, we worked together. We had coffee in the mornings, and you guys didn't drink coffee, and you know, a lot of bitching, moaning, crying, carrying on. But you really did like what you were doing, and I was very pleased about that, because it was work that was usually done by black people, and you know, that's. We overcome that anyway. Anyway, you were all good at what you did, and Kerry was probably the one most slated to be a good steam fitter.
Pop, what have you learned most about other people in life?
I learned whatever I wanted to learn about them, and if they weren't up to my satisfaction, I would disappear, back up, and walk away. Okay, I had no. I'll put up with someone with a good sense of humor, but if they were just dumb, I couldn't do it. I just kept going. You know, I would help anybody I could when I could, and many people have stepped forward to help me when I was learning and needed a little help here and there. So I learned that from my father. He helped everybody, you know, good or bad. He helped them all, and I took over and did it too. And my children do that now. You don't hesitate to step forward when there's something needs to be done. So I'm thankful for that, very thankful for it. And mostly I get from my family everything I need. Mostly humor, nonsense, gig, you know, it just goes on and on. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Pop, who most influenced your life?
My mother. Yeah, oh yeah. She I guess she graduated high school and she went to work for the telephone company or whatever. But she learned, she taught me a lot of little things. And when they happen in my life, even the days, I never get up and go into another room without shutting off the light. And every time I hit the switch, I think of my mother. That was her thing. Shut the light off. I have her sense of humor. I handled people. She was wonderful with people, wonderful. And she helped everybody. She supported half the family all the time. My father didn't like them, but he couldn't do anything about it.
What life lessons did your dad pass down to you? And what life lessons did your mom pass down to you?
Work. My father taught me how to work intelligently, quickly, get it done, no bitching, no moaning, get it done. If you make a mistake, tear it out and do it over. And keep moving forward. And he was very good at it, and so was I. What did I learn from my mother? To love people, to be a good person, to learn to laugh at everybody and yourself included. I never take myself seriously. Do I make mistakes? Yes. Do I laugh at them? Sometimes. Do I learn from them? Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But mostly, the greatest gift I guess my mother gave me beside her love was her sense of humor. That took me over mountains and mountains of things. Sense of humor.
What about regrets? Any regrets in life? Anything left to accomplish?
I think I should have been nicer to your mother. I should have spent a little more time with you guys. I thought I spent a lot of time with it, but I realized over the years I could have spent more time. And that's what my father had failed to do for my sisters and myself. He didn't spend any time with us at all. Well, it was his loss, and my mother made up for it. But my total happiness was this family of us. There is nothing else for me, nothing. I could win the lottery and it wouldn't mean that much.
Pop, you've over the years we've always heard so many different mottos coming from you. It's not my car. Over's over. Where did you get these little mottos that you used to pass down to us? And there's many more. I just can't think of them.
They all derive from humor. You know, if you look at them, you'll see that there's, you know, a part of it you say, oh, the hell with it. You know, but it's just humor. And humor got me out of a lot of things, okay? From misstepping and shooting my mouth off at the wrong time, and a lot of things. But it saved me. And I made a lot of friends with humor. And I was given a lot of forgiveness because I had a sense of humor, and people didn't take me, you know, didn't feel I needed to be punished for whatever I shot my mouth off at.
Anything else, Pop, in closing that maybe you want to talk about?
No, nothing. I got it all. I got everything anybody ever wanted in this world. I got. Is there something left out there? No. I got it. And most of it's sitting right here in this room. Right now.
Thanks, Pop.